Making news tonight, the state government is preparing for an outbreak of coronavirus, stockpiling medical supplies. An 83-year-old woman is recovering in hospital, found alive after 4 days near croc-infested waters north of Webcke. And McDonald's has promised to phase out plastic cutlery by the end of the year as the Prime Minister cracks down on plastic recycling. Lawn grubs, army worms, whatever you call them, they're in the midst of a population explosion, destroying carefully manicured lawns right across the southeast. So we asked the experts the best way to win the war.
Once green grass, now patchy and brown.
They have literally stripped every bit of green from the lawn.
Acting as the first telltale sign of an army worm invasion. Lynn Jacobson's backyard in Pullenvale destroyed.
Within a week it went from being something that we thought didn't look great to being completely dead.
Tropical weather conditions have turned southeast Queensland into the perfect breeding ground.
Looks like a population explosion. Those eggs have been holding over, waiting for ideal conditions.
We've noticed like a 30 to 50% increase in lawn grubs just in the last 12 weeks.
They usually shelter during the day, coming out only at night, but you may spot moths flying low over your lawn. They're laying eggs which turn into the grub within a couple of days.
If you grab a hose and flood an area, you'll actually see them come to the surface.
There are plenty of chemical insecticides on the market to rid the pests. Early detection and prevention is key.
It's getting the right variety and not a cooch lawn at this time of year.
And you may have noticed an increase of ibises. They're an indication that there are lawn grubs present, but they're also helping get rid of them. Right now, they're harvesting the grub and act as a natural way of eliminating the issue. One pest fighting another. Brittany Lane, 7 News.
We have extraordinary pictures from New York State where homes have been turned into ice sculptures along Lake Erie. The local who filmed this called it Welcome to Narnia. Other residents say the ice on some homes is several metres thick. 2 days of gale-force winter winds drove lake water up over the homes. While it looks spectacular, people who live here are worried about the weight causing structural damage.
Now to our weather, and Tony, bit of a different story here.
Absolutely, Max. While we are now in autumn, it will still be a good 2 or 3 weeks before this heat and humidity really starts to drop off. Now today, mostly sunny skies. Canungra was coldest overnight on 17 degrees, but almost equal with the hottest area on 34 degrees. That was Greenbank on 36. Brisbane reached a top of 33 degrees. Onto the chart, no strong weather systems over coastal parts of Queensland. That means clear skies and this heat has been allowed to build. Storms are firing away near a trough over western parts of Queensland and they are feeding off moisture streaming down from ex-cyclone Esther here over northern WA. Tomorrow, Esther moves into the Northern Territory, bringing heavy rain there. On the coast, not too much change, still hot and dry in the south. A couple of isolated showers pushing onto the central coast. Longer term, ex-cyclone Esther is set to sweep past Western Queensland, bringing heavy rain. A flood watch has been issued for those Western Queensland catchments, most of which are already soaked and some still have major flooding from recent rain. They could respond pretty quickly to further rain. That's most likely around Wednesday and Thursday. Around the nation tomorrow, you can see the conveyor belt of moisture spreading from the tropic storms in Broome and Darwin, feeding into rain in Alice Springs, and that in turn feeding into late rain in Canberra and late showers in Sydney. Back to northern Queensland, Mount Isa could see an afternoon shower or storm and some late showers on the Cards from Mackay, top of 31 degrees there. Heading south, storms well west of Charleville, but dry in the east, though high clouds should start to build late in the day. Toowoomba tracking for a top of 30 degrees and Stanthorpe 19 up to 29. Back to the southeast, it will start hot again, then that high cloud will also thicken later in the day. Photographers, keep an eye out. If the cloud isn't too thick, we could get a good splash of colour right on sunset. Keep the camera handy. Top temperatures staying around 2 or 3 degrees above the March average. Ferny Grove up around 31 degrees, as is Samford. Chermside 22 up to 32 and Sandgate 31. On the water, light and variable winds early. They'll turn east or even east-southeast into the afternoon. Low tide 9:37 a.m. at the Brisbane Bar. And speaking of Brisbane, a mostly sunny Tuesday ahead before that high cloud thickens late in the day. 21 tonight, up to a top of 32. Looking further ahead, a bit of a change into Wednesday. A possible shower, cooling back to 30 degrees. Most likely dry on Thursday. Then Friday, we could see the tail end of that moisture from ex-cyclone Esther, fueling an afternoon shower, maybe a storm. In Ipswich, Friday is also looking like a potential storm late in the day and still the odd shower lingering into the weekend. Gold Coasters Wednesday, again that cooler change, a possible shower similar into Thursday, stormy on Friday and onto the Sunshine Coast. Well, we are likely to see a deeper southerly wind change from next weekend with a taste of early autumn temperatures down to 27 degrees, but we are still likely to see see hotter temperatures returning until at least the middle of the month.
Well, we're certainly used to it. All right, thank you, Tony. And that is all from us this Monday. Thanks for your company.
Join Michael Usher for a special edition of the latest from 7 News at 10 tonight. Sunrise is back in the morning from 5:30. From all the team, have a good night.
Good night.